Welcome back. This is the Kelly Roach Show, and today we are talking about how to accelerate the buying cycle with your top 1% leads. So these are the elite buyers. These are the people that you want coming into your top tier products, programs, and services. Maybe this is your 5-figure or 6-figure investment tier. How do you accelerate the buying process with them? So first of all, let me just dial the clock back before we walk it forward. When I was selling in Fortune 500, I was essentially only selling to high-level executives and CEOs of large firms. And I was doing all multi-thousand, 100,000, 6-figure, 7 figures in business with these individuals. And, it started off with a little deal and then it moved many times to a bigger deal. And I'm going to talk about that in just a second. But I was on the side of being the salesperson. And then I came into the world of online marketing. And obviously now we sell to 7 and 8-figure business owners across multiple companies of mine. And on the flip side, I am a buyer, right? I'm a buyer as a high-level CEO and business leader in the online world as well. So I'm going to talk about this both from the perspective of being the person that has sold these deals and also being on the other side of being sold to for these deals. And I'm going to walk you through kind of 7 perspectives that I think that you need to think about in being successful at this. So the first thing that I'll tell you is you must have a pathway. You must have a pathway and a plan, because the biggest reason why people never get big deals done is they simply don't follow through. They edit themselves before they ever get anywhere near the finish line, because they start projecting their emotions of fear or of being too aggressive or being too salesy or being too pushy or sharing something the person isn't going to like or being worried about how this quote unquote high level person is going to respond to them. And so it's a lack of follow through that kills big deals more than anything else. It is a lack of follow through. And so the first thing that I will tell you is if you want to be successful with 5 and 6-figure deals, you have to have a pathway that you are leading people down. And this can look like you just mapping this out on a piece of paper, drawing out a sales funnel, discovery, know, like, trust, buy, and what each of the associated actions are going to be in each of those steps of the funnel. So, for example, we're doing this week, myself and Kyrie, who is the director of our Legacy Leaders Mastermind. She's only selling to 7 and 8-figure people for that program. And we're going back through and we're refining our pathway this week for selling people into that program. Okay. So the first thing is you need to eliminate the possibility of not following through by having a pathway that you're bringing people down with specific steps that you're going to take in each layer of your pathway or funnel to ensure that you don't self-sabotage in the process of trying to get these deals done. Because as I mentioned already, and it bears repeating, the number one thing that sabotages big deals is a lack of follow through. People think that it's like this magic talent or this pitch deck or this, specific way of doing things that makes other people successful at getting 5 and 6-figure deals. No, it's not. It's just they had the discipline, they had the follow through, they had the intent behind what they were doing that got them across the finish line. And you didn't. And so the first thing is create a pathway and stick to the pathway as a no matter what, and make sure that the pathway all in all has 25 to 50 steps in it, so that if you can accelerate someone through start to finish quickly, you consolidate that. I'll give a great example. Our newest legacy leader that just joined this week, she went to our website, she booked a call, she got on the call with Heidi on our team. They had a closing conversation, she paid in full, and she joined our highest level program. This was someone that was following the brand, someone that has known me and been following my work for years. So even though we have this whole pathway built out, we're not going to slow the process down if someone comes in ready. But if she came into that call and she was not ready, and we needed to make sure that we got her ready, and the state of buying readiness wasn't there, we need to have a process that we're going to lead her through that's going to allow us to get her to the finish line. Okay. So you want to make sure this doesn't actually sabotage your sales by slowing things down if someone is in a state of readiness to buy. But I'm assuming that if you're listening to this show, you probably are trying to figure out how to move people along that are coming in that maybe are qualified, but are not in a state of readiness to buy. So the first step is have a pathway. Draw out a sales funnel, map out discovery, know, like, trust, buy. List out your associated actions, resources, tools that you're going to use at each step of that process, and make sure that you don't sabotage your own sales efforts by giving up too soon. That's number one. Number two is deliver value without asking for anything. The higher level the person is that you're selling to, the more that they value their time, the more that they are going to be discerning and be very vigilant about their time. And so you need to, when you're building out your action plan, when you're building out each step of your funnel and what you're going to be doing, you have to be prepared to give without asking. You cannot be a needy salesperson. You can't always need them to respond to you. You can't always need them to give you their time. You can't always need them to book a call, fill out a form, do this, survey that, right? Again, this is what kills big deals, is that people are constantly asking these high-level people to take actions that they're just simply not going to take until they're ready to take them. But then what happens is people that are trying to do this deal, they interpret that as a lack of want, need, desire, whatever the case. And so they give up too soon. You have to be prepared to deliver value without asking for anything in return. I've said this on the show many times before, and I'll say it again. The higher level the person is that you're selling to, the more of a passive participant that they're going to be. They want you to send them a resource. They want you to send them the replay. They want you to send them the tool. They don't want to have 8 back and forths with you. So if you need that and you require that, you're not probably going to do business with a lot of high-level people. Okay. Number 3, stay in front of them and make it super easy for them to find you, to know what step to take, to know how to get a hold of you. When these people decide that they want to work with you and that they're ready to get started, they want to do it in an instant. They will not respond to you typically until they are 100% ready to get the deal done. They want to see results right away. They want to see action right away. You have to stay at the top of their inbox, metaphorically. So whether that's you're DMing on social, you're emailing, you're text messaging, whatever your mode of communication is with them, stay in front of them consistently, even if they're not responding. I want to repeat that again. Most of the biggest deals that I got done when I was selling in corporate, I got those deals done with people that never once responded to me, although I had reached out to them hundreds of times until the day that they were ready to schedule a meeting and do business with me. That was the first time I ever heard from them, the first time. And this was one of the most important lessons that I learned in business. And people today are so soft and they're such babies that if someone doesn't respond to them, they say, oh, let me go and move on to the next lead. And then they just lost on what could be the biggest deal of their lifetime. Okay. So stay in front of them, make it super easy for them to know how to contact you, make it super easy for them to know where your information is. Keep staying top of mind, even if they don't respond. That's number 3. Number 4, if there is anything that you offer that provides an opportunity for them to get in person with you, whether it's you putting together a networking event, a dinner, a one-day planning series, mastermind, any type of event that you can do that gets them in person is always going to accelerate the sale. Because especially in a world of all this noise and all this nonsense and all of these people that say they know what they're doing, but they don't really know what they're doing, they're looking for the real deal. And spending time with you in person is going to help them to validate a lot of the questions that they probably have about doing business with you. Okay. So I would say anything that you can do on the regular that is going to invite those people to come together is going to really accelerate the process. And I would put that hand in hand with number 5, which is that you need to highlight people that they would respect. A lot of times people at the higher levels, they're almost making decision by association. They want to see that you're also serving other high-level people like them. They want to see that you're serving people that are further along than them. They want to see that the people that you're talking about or associating with or doing business with are the kinds of people that they see as, oh, yes, like I also want to fit in that group, or I want to be in that kind of context or realm, or these are the kinds of people I would want to be in the room with metaphorically. So, anything in person is going to help. And you getting together multiple of these people in person is also going to further accelerate the process, because they're going to see other people that they respect that are positioned from the right, level from an authority standpoint. And this is going to accelerate as well. But this also goes for what you're doing online, making sure that your content is highlighting your highest quality and caliber clientele, that you're putting things in front of the market in your emails, in your stories, in your posts, in your branding, in your podcast, that are really elevating the client and demonstrating that you are in fact working with people of their caliber and at their level. Number 6 is you want to take something off their plate. So for example, that might mean if you have an offer that is working with their team, or you have an offer that has something where you can even do something done for you as an example for them, right? Anything you can do that's going to take something off their plate. Remember, their biggest and most valuable commodity is time, not money. It's very, very different than when you're selling to the lower levels. So anything that you can do that's going to save them time with your product or service, or something that you can demo even that shows them how this is going to save them money or time, that is going to be absolutely huge. And then finally, and probably the most important of all, is be willing to follow up endlessly with no response, and don't assign meaning to it. Again, what I learned selling to large corporations, selling to high-level decision makers, doing 5 and 6 figures. I had businesses that I did business with that we did over $1 million in revenue with. And here's what I will tell you. The vast majority of those people never responded to me, never interacted with me, never replied to an email, got back to a phone call. I had never met or heard this person's voice live until the day that they called me, or the day that they emailed me and said, I'd like to have a meeting. I went into the meeting. I did the one conversation close in my own form at that time. And boom, that's how we began doing business together. And again, instant gratification will be the biggest saboteur of your success. If you want to do business with high-level people, you have to realize that most of them will be completely passive participants in your marketing until the day that they're ready to get a deal done. So if you want to accelerate the process of doing business with these people, you have to be in their inbox all the time. You have to be adding value without asking anything in return. You have to develop materials, tools, resources, things that they can read, things that they can listen to, things that they can consume without asking for anything from them. And you have to keep pumping those things in front of them that demonstrate that you have the authority, you have the competency, you have the expertise, you're the go-to in that space. And you have to be willing to do that sometimes for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year, whatever it is. Some people, that cycle, you're going to take them through in a matter of days. Other people, it might be months. Other people, it might be years. You don't know. Every person is different, and you don't know where they are in their own decision-making process. Okay. So the final thing is that you have to make sure that you're developing IP. I hear from so many people that say, I want to work with 6-figure people. I want to work with 7-figure people. I want to work with decision makers for corporate deals, doing this, that, and the other. And their IP is like for low-level people. Their IP screams novice, yet they want to work with people that are the highest levels of decision-making for 6 and 7-figure deals. So if you want to do bigger, better business, you got to be a bigger, better creator. And so the final reminder is make sure that what you're putting out in the world speaks directly to those people. Make sure that you're creating PDFs and guides and audios and videos and tools. And remember, just like anything else, that everybody responds differently to different things. And so maybe it's a private podcast, or maybe it's a landing page that has all various tools and resources for people specifically in their niche or avatar. It can look different for all of us, but make sure that you're not having conflict between who you're saying that you want to work with and then what they're seeing from your brand. That is an immediate turnoff, and that will be an immediate no-go that will take you out of the running with these people. So I want to give a big shout out to Carrie Ford. I am Carrie Ford on Instagram, who requested this topic. She is a great thought leadership coach for high-level entrepreneurs, and she supports them with all sorts of their leadership and their communication and their internal process of growth in order to step into their next level. So shout out to Carrie, who suggested this topic. I hope this was helpful for all of you. Thank you so much for listening to the Kelly Roach Show. If you're looking for the first step to get started with our organization, the Virtual Business School is a great place to start. Every single month, there is a new business module to sharpen your business skills and to accelerate your success in your business. There's a live marketing masterclass to teach you the what's working now, including templates and tools that you can take and customize and implement right away. There's a co-working session every month to come in and get it done, and a live Q&A to answer all your questions and to keep you moving. Every month inside the Virtual Business School, there are brand new tools, resources, and templates being delivered in real time to meet you where you are so that you can lead better and grow faster to accomplish all of your business goals and so much more. If you want to learn more about the Virtual Business School, scroll right down below this video and click to get started. You can get started today for only $59 with no contract, cancel anytime. And if you want to join us for the entire year, there is a whole host of bonuses, and you can join for an entire year for $639. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Kelly Roach Show. Click down below to get started with the Virtual Business School, and let's grow together.